3 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I appreciate the gentlelady's courtesy in permitting me to speak on the rule and support for the underlying bill. This morning marks, hopefully, the culmination of 7 years of work that I've been involved with in the state of Oregon to preserve one of our special places, the Mount Hood Wilderness. It has been a bipartisan effort. Indeed, I hiked around Mount Hood with my good friend and colleague, Republican Greg Walden, 5 years ago now, I think it was, with our staff. We have had countless meetings with stakeholders, with Native Americans, with cyclists, interests that care about this icon of Oregon, Mount Hood. And it took us a lot of hard work to reach the sweet spot where we had bipartisan support. We actually got it through the House once, and it stumbled in the Senate. Madam Speaker, it is too important for us to start down this trail of starting to tweak the legislation now. Because I've watched the Mount Hood Wilderness be tied up in Senate politics and procedural activities for a half-dozen years now. I strongly urge that we support this underlying bill and be able to bring in millions of acres of America's special places to give them wilderness designation. I want to thank my friend Greg Walden, our Dean Peter DeFazio, and in the other body, Senator Wyden, former Republican Senator Smith, and new Senator Merkley, who have joined together on this landmark legislation for us in Oregon with Mount Hood. I see my good friend and colleague from Idaho here, and this is a journey in Idaho that Representative Simpson has been working on for years as well. Come together, pass this legislation. The rule does matter. We've watched one single member of the other body tie up critical wilderness legislation. We've got it through the Senate finally. We have broad bipartisan support for special places all across America. I strongly urge that we resist the temptation to tinker with it now. I would like to think that my colleague on the other side of the aisle is offering this from the purest of motives, but the fact is that we have watched this foul up wilderness legislation procedurally for a half-dozen years. By approving this rule, approving this legislation, we can move forward with these protections for special places all across America, and then we can go back and deal. Heaven knows I want to make sure that we take care of issues that relate to cyclists, for instance, but vote for the rule, vote for the bill, and get on with business.
Gentleman's time has expired. The gentlewoman from North Carolina.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would now